to Aaron Taylor, the real estate guy.
Welcome to Real Estate Live with the Real Estate Guys, Aaron and Jacob Taylor.
We're keeping it real, we're keeping it current, and we're keeping it fun.
Las Vegas' #1 real estate show.
Talk to Aaron Taylor,
the real estate guy.
Alrighty. Good morning, Las Vegas.
Good morning.
Your host today, Jacob Taylor, part 1 of 2 of the Real Estate Guys, and our special guest, our favorite home inspector, best in Las Vegas, Doug Liebig here.
Good morning. How you doing, Jacob?
Fantastic. Happy to have you. Thanks for coming on.
Happy Valentine's Day, man.
Hey, happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Special day for all the ladies out there.
For all the
Hope you
ladies
guys
out there,
are
yeah.
getting your flowers and enjoying yourselves.
Get your candy, your flowers.
Oh, yeah, all your good stuff. Everyone will be out to dinner tonight,
Yeah.
out to movies.
Yeah.
I'll be at home chilling with one
Yeah.
5-week-old now.
Things change a little bit when you have kids, huh?
Yeah, so I haven't been here recently, as most of you may be aware that do listen to the show. I had my second daughter on January 6th. So yeah, a little over a month ago now. And me and the wifey have been adjusting and having some fun.
Yeah.
Having some fun. I will say I'm actually able to sleep a little more than I thought I was. I just choose not to most of the time still. And then I'm mad I didn't take advantage of the opportunity, you know. But it's been fun for sure.
Yeah.
It's been a new
definitely a life change, man. That's awesome. Kids are awesome.
Anyways, let's thank our sponsors real quick. You know, our favorite place to eat in downtown Summerlin. I'm going to start us off with a bang. Our Grape Street Cafe.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name,
And
they're always glad you came. You wanna be where you can see.
Oh, I forgot some of the words. All right, cut it. We're done. Beautiful. Thank you, John McGibbon and Andy over there at Grape Street. Always taking care of everybody. Fantastic food. Great place. Great vibes. Go check it out. Sheila Merrill, Neo Home Loans. Taking care of all of our clients on the lending side. As many of you may be aware, if you bought in the last few years, it may be time to refi. When you purchase or get a loan through Sheila Merrill, you do get a no-cost refi down the road, right? So you'll still have to pay the point you might pay to get the rate a little bit lower and then lock that in. And you can throw the rest of it on the back of the loan like some people do. You know, you don't have to necessarily pay it all up front sometimes. That's going to help you out, right? If you bought in the last 2-3 years, you're probably in the 7s, low to mid 7s like myself. And maybe it's time to refi, right? We're hitting the low 6s right now. Maybe we might drop a little bit lower throughout the rest of the year upcoming, but it seems like from what the Feds have been talking about, we're probably going to remain steady for a bit.
That's what it sounds like.
And then anyways, our last sponsor, Fidelity National Title, always taking care of everybody on the title and escrow side of things, right? Handling the funds, distribution, title checks, making sure property's clear, all that good stuff. Thank you, Fidelity. Anyways, Doug, so I got some questions for you real quick before we finish this first segment here. In terms of the market and home inspections right now, what are you seeing anything in the beginning of the year that's been a kind of common or reoccurring theme that's new compared to last year or anything like that?
Well, it's interesting because the market actually I was dead slow during December,
right?
And it was actually nice this year because sometimes at the end of the year you got investors coming in and they're snapping up properties before the new year, you know, trying to, but this year it was quiet. Probably from about the first part of December all the way through, I would say probably like the maybe the 3rd or 4th of January, and then it just started smoking.
Lit up on.
Yeah, and I was like, it lit up, and to this point right now, from year to date, I looked at my charts and the platform that I have, and I've got about 60 inspections right now for the year already.
Wow.
For the first 45 days. So, you know, maybe about 1.5 inspections every day.
Right, yeah. That's awesome. All right, you're staying very busy then.
So yeah, staying busy for an old man, huh?
Awesome. That's great.
One way to keep me young.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah. So it's
you're feeling the market pick up a little bit, as we all are a bit.
Yeah. It's and it's interesting. The buyers the buyers that I'm getting are they are recurring buyers.
Okay.
And there's some quite a few first home buyers. I've had the agents tell me a lot of times, hey, this is their first home. So what I do is I walk people through, the functionality of a home, and all the
I give them all
how
the tips
everything
and
works,
tricks,
and what maintenance tips and that kind of thing.
Yeah, flush your water heater, change your air filter.
Yeah, the whole thing. Service your air
box
conditioning
are.
unit.
Yep, service all that. Most of us don't anyway, and we pay the price down the road. I could bet. Let's say we have 100 people listening right now. I could bet 99 of you haven't flushed your water heater in the last 5 years.
Probably.
That one never gets done.
Or change your filters.
The filters, there probably at least 50 of them
50-50, yeah. I'd say 50-50. I try to change mine every month, but that's the biggest thing with everybody. That's one of the biggest things because we got people moving in here from all over the place and they're scared to death of the heat. And that's one of the biggest things that they are concerned with is the AC. And what I tell everybody that says anything, I tell them, change your filters. Change them once a month. Get the cheap filters. Change them once a month. You're going to increase the lifespan of your AC unit tremendously.
Right.
That's the biggest killer. Dirty air filters are the biggest killer of an AC unit there is.
Awesome. Good to know. You heard the man. Clean your or change your AC filters. You get some of them have the cleanable ones too, right? Don't get those.
Nah, because you can never get them clean.
Right, probably not good enough.
Yeah, no, you can't.
I don't buy them. I've never used them, but I've seen them before.
No, and you pay like what? I don't know how much you pay for them anymore, but you pay a lot of money for them.
You get like six of the reusable or the trashable ones for like $30 or something off Amazon.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I just go down to Home Depot and get that little 3-pack for $7.99.
$7.99. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you can go. There's probably a bunch of different of them. Huh?
There's a plug for Home Depot, huh?
There you go. All right, so in terms of your actual inspections, right? You said you've done probably about 60 already to date. Anything you're seeing in houses right now that's maybe more common in the beginning of the year versus the end of the year? Any specific issues you notice? Because we don't really have much weathering here. It's really all pretty much the same throughout the year for you, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. I started doing this in 2001, and I think one of the most significant changes I've seen since I started this was people are actually performing maintenance on their homes more now than they used to.
Okay.
I think back during the day, back in 2002 and 2003 and 2004, people were buying houses because they thought that they had $1 million view of something, whatever it was, and they were just buying houses. I called them throwaway houses. Basically, they were the people didn't take care of them, they trashed them, and then they thought they were going to make $1 million because they had a house, that they could sell, and so it's actually changed to the point where people are actually taking care of their houses now, and there's a lot of people are taking on more maintenance of the homes. Right. And they're looking great. I've seen homes. In fact, I did one not too long ago. I think it was like about a month ago. It was 1985 house. God, it was clean, man. I was like awesome. Trying to look for things because generally when you get that old of a house, 40-year-old house, deferred maintenance, that kind of stuff. Right. It was a clean house. I was very impressed. And the funny thing is it still had the same dishwasher, the same oven.
All right, they built the stuff differently back then.
Oh yeah,
built it to last. Nowadays they built it to last 4 to 5 years, so you could come buy the new upgrades, buy the new models.
That's right. That's right. That's the other thing I tell everybody. Everybody wants to get the washer and dryer. The electronic panels on the ones that sing to you and everything.
Okay.
It's like if you stay with the mechanicals that are like a lot cheaper, they last forever. Right.
Yeah, you see that all the time. I see it on social media all the time. Some like 1975 stove or something still perfectly functioning, working amazing. And then you have, our stainless steel stove's going out every few years, and
if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Always hitting a home warranty company out there or something. So, yeah, they definitely built things to last.
Yeah. That's well, I'm working on 30 years on the appliances that I have in the house. I told my wife when we moved in, I said, if they're not broke, I ain't gonna fix them.
Beautiful.
So,
there you go.
And so she likes to cook, so she uses them every day.
Awesome.
And, so they're still working, but yeah, just take care of them.
Sweet. All right. So how are we doing on time here, boss? We good? Perfect. Awesome. All right. So before we take a break, I'll talk about the market a little bit here because. We've touched on it a little bit. We've seen, kind of what happened in December. We talked about that previously, right? January, an okay start. Definitely picked up a little bit. In fact, though, in terms of the straight statistics, the numbers from December to January went down a little bit, our sales.
Oh.
Weirdly enough, we didn't feel that way at all, right? But a lot of those January sales that we're feeling aren't going to close until February, right? We're seeing things pick up a lot. And I think, just with inventory dropping steadily as well, right? We almost had 9,000 homes on the market, right? Coming down from the peak of about almost 12,000 October.
All right.
We peaked at like 11.6, 11.7, something like that.
All right.
And we're down to almost 9,000. That's a good sign. Inventory's constricting a little bit.
Yeah.
Sales aren't necessarily rising a lot yet, but we know they're going to pick up. Springtime coming. Everything gets good in real estate in terms of sales. So we'll see. Sales probably kick up past 3,000 a month. I'd say April, May, I'm hoping.
Yeah.
If we get a few, 3-4 months of this year where we get 3,000 plus sales, it'll be a good year. If you're a first-time home buyer out there or someone looking to get in the market, really not going to be much of a better opportunity this year except maybe the end of the year, but prices will probably be up. There's still a little bit of wiggle room right now to get some closing costs covered, get some maybe help on repairs, right? Get some credits. I don't think that'll last much longer as things heat up. So, hey, someone looking to buy or sell, call the real estate guys. We got ourselves a great inspector on hand, too, to make sure your house is taken care of and you're not buying a dump. And if you are, at least you know what type of dump you're buying.
Hey, everything can be fixed, too, right?
Everything, right?
Yeah.
702-310-6683. If you need to call us, 702-310-MOVE. Call us for anything you need real estate related. We got you covered. So market's going to be good the next few months, and I don't know what's going to happen after that, though, really. It's going to depend on what the Feds do in the middle of the year with the rates.
I think so, and I think there's a lot of stuff. I think Trump is looking for things to get finalized or cleared up or passed or whatever by the end of the first quarter. So I think going into the second quarter, I think we're going to see changes one way or the other, but I think there's going to be some good stuff happening at the beginning of the second quarter.
most definitely. And just in general too, I think we should see, my estimate's probably a good 5 to 7% appreciation this year. Honestly, I think it's easily doable. With the rates coming down middle to the end of the year, maybe another half point, quarter point. We might touch the 5s a little bit. I just can't see how things go slow down at all, or get worse, right?
Yeah.
It's the economy's not doing the best, but people have to move. Our city specifically always does pretty well.
It does.
In terms of recovering quickly, right? So anyways, we're going to take a quick break, and when we do get back, we got some more good stuff for you, so don't go anywhere. See you in a minute. Whoa. Good morning, Las Vegas. How you guys doing out there? Jacob Taylor, the real estate guy, part 1 and 2, with our special guest today, Doug Liebig.
Good morning.
Awesome. Happy to have you. Thanks for coming along.
Oh, thanks for inviting me.
And hey, we're missing the second half of the real estate guy today. He's feeling a little sick, so he's just getting some rest out there. I'm sure he's listening in. He texted me after the first segment.
Played the second 9 a little too hard, huh?
I guess. I don't know. A little too much. Yeah. Josh can confirm, right? He was probably filming.
8th and 9th holes,
Oh, yeah.
You should not have gone to the next.
Nice. Awesome. Well, anyways, we'll hold it down. We'll be all right. And before we continue real quick, I want to give a special shout out to our previous sponsor of the show who had just had an incredible battle with cancer and has beaten it. Shout out Chris Sullivan, our favorite real estate attorney out there, our guy. You know, he's doing well, I hear, and I want to just say we love you, we miss you, and hope everything's going good. So thank you. Shout out Chris. Anyways, hope you guys are all having a fantastic morning so far. It's a beautiful day. The weather's starting to get great out there, right? For some February weather, feeling pretty nice.
This is like spring weather, man.
We didn't even really have a real winter. I feel like we had like a week of like real chilly weather, and it kind of went away.
I think that's all there was.
Right, it was like a week of it. We had a little raining here and there, and then it was just
got a little cold. Got a little cold.
We might hit 100 in March this year or something.
First year I came to Vegas, it was 96, and we were hitting 105. I think it was 105 or 108. I remember 9 o'clock. I was on a drill. I was doing drilling and working a drill rig. It was 105, 108 by 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what the hell did I get myself into, man?
Yeah, Vegas is not for people who don't enjoy any sort of heat, because we get plenty of it here, right?
Yeah.
We do.
Just drink a lot of water.
Yeah. My goodness. That's like heaven in the summertime, walking outside for 10 minutes. My goodness, a nice glass of fresh water.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, guys, we got some good stuff for you today. We're going to talk about the market a little bit more. I know we touched on it a little bit. We're going to have a good year. I'm getting pumped up. I've taken a good month off. I got my second kid. I'm ready to go, get back into the swing of things. It's going to be a fantastic year. That's all I know. We're gonna
got more mouths to feed now.
Yeah, I do. So it's got to be a fantastic year. Not a choice anymore, right?
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Make sure we get it going. A lot of good stuff coming to Las Vegas. We're still going to be struggling with inventory throughout most of this year. The media narrative, give it 3 to 4 months, is going to be, oh no, running out of inventory. It's the seller's market again, right?
What's your inventory right now?
About 9,000 homes on the market.
Okay.
Total. Yeah, a little over 9,000. And we're doing about, just a little over 2,000 sales right now in the last 30 days, right? We should push maybe 2,200, 2,300 hopefully.
That's pretty average right now.
We were sticking around 2,000, just above or just at, basically, for the last few months. So it should definitely increase. I'm really excited to see what February holds, right? Our median price from January to December didn't change.
Yeah.
Not too much change in terms of what we could see. The real change is what we could feel, right? Being involved in the market, which is fun, right? Feeling multiple offers on properties again, seeing, multiple showing requests on a property when it goes live is nice. It's nice. It happened, but it was rare before. Now we're starting to see it uptick a little bit.
Yeah, when you're showing a property and you got 8 other agents showing the same property, then you know something's happening.
Right. You could feel it, right? You could see the investors starting to come back. They're starting to ask more questions. You're getting more. I'm getting more of those spam texts from the investor buyers, the flippers out there. Hey, I need a property.
Hey, have you heard anything about that? I heard something about the venture capitalists or the big guys aren't able to buy investment properties like they did in the past. Have you heard anything about that?
Not too sure exactly where you're going with it.
Well, just like the big guys that come in and buy like hundreds of homes,
right?
That they're not allowed to do that anymore. I guess.
think they've definitely been proposing potential changes to somehow limit them.
Yeah.
But I think this is a very interesting conversation. It might have to continue into the next segment here, but
okay.
I think it would be fantastic, right? To just look at it from a general perspective, it sounds great. Let's limit the amount of homes corporations and these big REITs can buy, because they shouldn't be able to come in and buy a community up and make it a rental community, right? It's not good for the citizens, the community. It makes it harder for all of the new first-time home buyers to get in homes and raises prices. Maybe if you own a home, you don't mind it, right? It's raising your equity in your area. But unfortunately, we need to keep it somehow level for everybody else as well to get started, right?
You got to look at sustainability, basically.
Okay, so let's say, we're going to put a cap. You can only own 100 homes. All right, so how do you enforce it now? Is it per LLC? Is it per
Right.
what? Like, okay, so they go make new LLCs, or I don't know the gist of it, but I've thought of it briefly. And like, how do you actually enforce it and make it to where, they can't just buy up homes in everybody's name, or everybody's different trusts and LLCs. Like, I don't know how you actually enforce it. I think it'd be interesting. I'd love if someone had any actual real
Got input
solution
on
to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love to hear it because I kind of felt like I've thought down the rabbit hole a bit and seen if it was possible. I'm like, I don't know how you do it.
I don't know either, and I it just I heard that there I don't know this for a fact, but I heard that there was communities being built just for rental.
Oh, absolutely. There are Airbnb communities around the country being built and
Or
whatnot,
here
rental communities.
in Vegas, actually.
Don't doubt it. Yeah,
that's right.
some of the builders building some.
Yeah,
There always will be if they're profitable, and especially as those rates come down and whatnot. Margins will be a little bit closer. You'll have to put less down to cash flow. So
yeah.
it's definitely interesting out there. Vegas is one of those cities where the REITs and the big corps have came in, and one of the bigger cities they've invested in, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know the exact percentages, but
There's
upwards of 20% of purchases are from some massive investor right now.
Sure.
So
Yeah,
anyways, with that,
goes both ways. So I mean, it's residential and commercial. We got all sorts of. I know when I was in the engineering world, there was a lot of international money coming into this town for
Oh, yeah.
building construction,
especially I feel like in the early 2000s, a lot more foreign
yeah.
money. It felt like, but
a lot of it.
I'm sure there's plenty of it still.
a lot of the owners. A lot of the owners were international that we were working on projects.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Awesome. Well, with that, we're going to take a quick break, guys. We'll see you guys in 2 minutes.
The real estate guy.
and you don't want to run people out of their equity in their
Right.
homes either. So
I mean, the best case scenario, in my opinion, is you stall the market, and instead of appreciating 5, 6, 7% a year, it just appreciates 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, exactly.
To let people catch up, maybe.
Yep.
But you can't cause prices to come down.
No.
Kills everything. Kills people spending. Kills people savings, and then it hurts the corporation's bottom line by 2%. No, it's going to hurt the American people way more if they bring housing prices down.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you guys heard, we're back in. We're just continuing our conversation here, talking about, right, the affordability problem with homes, right? What's going on? How Trump, how the current administration trying to work on housing affordability, and how it's a pretty much catch-22, right? There's no way to win in lowering housing prices, right? Yeah. Now they can create more affordable housing, maybe, but there's got to be some more grants and whatnot, and it seems like right now a lot of it's just gone to let's just throw up another 164 unit apartment complex and make some good money off that instead of building some more reasonable affordable living.
Yeah, some resale houses, resale.
Right, building some single family homes that are affordable. $200,000-$300,000 affordable single family homes where you're in out of pocket for $10K or less, and you're in a home that you own.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Maybe they're on the outskirts of town a little bit. Maybe you're not maybe getting in a big city for those prices, but building, places like Pahrump, for example, building
raise
out
some
a little
chickens
bit.
and
Raise some chickens.
throw some goats out there.
I want some chickens one day, man. I gotta get some land to get some chickens. Come on, man. That sounds awesome.
Yeah,
How can
but if you
not?
drop the interest rate too quick, then you're going to hyperinflate the market, and
Right.
it's just kind of a weird scenario we're in right now. But
Yeah.
I think things
Gotta
steady.
stall it.
Yeah,
Stall it.
just-
Keep it steady for a year. Let people catch up. Let people's savings build up and start wiping away some debt.
Get rid of debt.
Yeah, use some loans. Like, everybody thinks it's, some people are like, I don't want to take out this big loan for a house, but you got $20,000 in credit card debt at 20%, right?
That's killing you.
You could have a home with 6 right now 6%, right? And if you already have a home, use the equity in your home, pull out a debt consolidation loan or whatever, pay off all that expensive debt, the 20%, 15% interest rate debt, and throw it on your mortgage instead.
Let your
right?
house pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. That's the thing is it that'll kill you. I know I've been there, and when you got 3 little kids and you're like trying to make ends meet, and my wife stayed home with the kids too, so it gets into a little bit of a situation where sometimes you try to almost too much month at the end of the money, kind of thing.
too much month at the end of the money. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see how that could be a problem. The Mouths eat a lot. Oh man, yeah. No, it's definitely interesting. You know, especially for myself now having that perspective. Not very long, but
Yeah.
you know, a good year and a half.
Yeah.
Trying to keep the wife at home and
That's the best thing
raise
you
the
can do,
babies,
man.
raise the babies, and let me do my thing.
Yep.
You know, I think that would be what's best for our family, and I feel like it's a lot harder to do now.
It is.
It's tough.
Oh, it's
tough out there.
It's tough on you guys. You know, it's like it's never been easy with the economy that we've been with. You know, it was the same way when we were growing up and having kids too. You know, it's the same way. It's always a little bit of a struggle, but you know, it's I think it's worth it keeping mom at home and raising the kids. That's what we did, and it made a lot of sense, and it gives you some good kids too. I think.
Try to have your kids raised by mama instead of
Instead of
babysitter,
daycare,
daycare.
yeah, somebody with blue hair and
We've
nose
heard enough
rings,
we've heard enough of those horror stories. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Stay away from the blue hair and nose rings. Right?
Oh boy. Hey, we love all color here. Hey, that's one thing you're not gonna get here is no fake BS, all right? You know we're keeping it real over here with the real estate guys. Always keeping it real.
Yeah.
And all right, so you guys still got us for a few minutes. I want to touch on the feds and the rates a bit more, right? I know it's boring, but what else do we talk about in real estate? We talk about housing numbers and we talk about interest rates.
Well, let me ask you a question here. I've heard appraisals are going the way of more on the way of AI generated appraisals. Is there any truth to that?
Well, I feel like everybody's just trying to implement AI in their industries right now. All the big dogs are really trying to implement AI.
Yeah.
And we have Brent Jones on quite a bit. He's a big appraiser here in town, and he's actually working on similar AI auto evaluation tool. Basically,
that's
right?
that's what.
And I'm sure they're getting better. I don't trust any of them yet,
right?
But I'm sure they're starting to get better, right? But as we've seen with like Zillow's model over the years, right, they're very inaccurate most of the time because at the end of the day, they can only see numbers, not inside homes, right? They can't put their eyes on the home and evaluate it based off of the pictures.
Right.
That's where it comes in. Your local real estate expert. But definitely they're involving AI a lot. They're trying to use it to help write reports, right? Whatever. Get better evaluation models. Now they need, right, with the new rules for appraisals, you can almost guarantee appraisal cost is going to be increasing this year.
Oh, really?
Because they have to hit, I think it's 7 more points of data now on an appraisal report.
Okay.
So basically, their time of work is going to increase per file.
Sure.
They're going to charge more.
Oh,
right?
wow.
So appraisals are probably going to be going up.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And they're just gonna be more details, right? I think it's gonna be harder to be off or try to hit appraisals, right? As we see the market turn, it'll be interesting to see how appraisers try to hit the numbers, right? Because as we know in the industry, they're trying to hit numbers most of the time, right? They don't want to be the deal killer at the end of the day. And there's always a range they can give it reasonably, right? You could justify 10 to 20,000 less or more almost on every house,
Right.
What comps you use, etc. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out when the market starts rising. But right now, really hard to not have an appraisal be met, as the market was kind of steadying or was almost downtrending. So past houses were selling at or above where they're selling now.
So I got another question for you. Have you heard much about like the crypto market and tokenizing properties?
So I did a deep dive into it like 2 years ago to try to get ahead of the curve and learn. I even talked with a title company that handled crypto transactions and had done a few successfully.
Sure.
And I think we're still way out. It needs so much more polishing and ease of access.
Sure.
It can be done, and it'd be interesting to see when they start. I know they've done it a few times, turning properties into like NFTs and whatnot, and into tokens, or splitting it up into basically creating a big REIT, right? Just having everybody, you have $5 invested into this house, with a bunch of 10,000 other people, whatever it is.
Right.
Just a way to invest in the housing market, but.
Yeah.
I don't know how popular it'll actually be and how successful it'll be.
I don't know. I think more people have to be on board with crypto in order to get it to work. But
many people that don't even know what Bitcoin
Right. So many people don't understand it yet. Yeah. And using it and using a wallet and having to navigate purchasing with crypto is a whole nother field.
Oh, yeah.
Whole other field,
Oh, yeah.
right? So I think we're a ways out on that.
Yeah.
But we've seen a few transactions here and there. There's always a few articles popping up of somebody buying a house with the Bitcoin or Ethereum or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of...
As more wealth is created in the crypto world, I'm sure we'll see it more often.
Yeah, you're hearing more and more about it now. It's back in 2020 or whatever. It was just kind of a, what is this stuff again?
Right.
Now it's, Bitcoin is kind of a common,
Oh yeah,
people
more,
know
much
what
more
it
well
is.
known.
Yeah, and then so I didn't know how maybe a title or lending agencies are.
Yeah,
looking
so
at
they
that.
have like a specific title company, at least the one I talked with, where they will basically take the funds and distribute them correctly. Right, they'll take the fund, the Bitcoin, and convert it to USDC, whatever.
Sure.
Handle the whole transaction of converting the Bitcoin to dollar. And
through a smart
distributing.
Contract, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know the exact details, but the title company, that's what they were starting to specialize in to try to get ahead of the game.
That's awesome.
Yep.
I think that's the way we're going. I think we're going to a digital economy anyway. I mean, that's
right.
I think we're still going to have cash, but I think we're heading towards a digital
Yeah,
world.
especially right now too. I think with like most of the crypto taking a bit of a dive recently, until it has a big bull run again, we won't hear much more about it other than the random probably transaction here and there.
Yeah.
It'll create a few more multi-millionaire billionaires the next cycle, and I'm sure plenty of people will be trying to buy with it at that point. Right?
Oh sure.
Somehow, if there's any benefit to taxes or anything, people will be all over it, right? But until then, who knows?
It is. Yep.
But anyways, we'll take our last break real quick, guys. I'll see you in 2 minutes.
The real estate guy.
Alrighty, folks, we're back. You get to deal with us for another 10 minutes or so. We've been talking crypto heavy. It's been fun. This crypto's boring right now. No one's talking about it. That's how it works. It's going to die down for a bit. It'll be back.
And then it's going to explode.
Rides the waves. Whether you like it or not, it's a good place to make some money here and there.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah,
hey,
it's I think it's getting ready for another run here pretty soon.
Yeah, no financial advice here. Of course, we are not experts. We just like to dabble and trade here and there.
Yeah.
Maybe lose some money sometimes. Maybe make some. Who knows? Depends on the day.
Talk a little BS.
And then you what you do is you win that money in the crypto market. You hit the gamble necessarily if you're not doing a ton of research, and then you take it to the housing market where it's nice and stable. Slowly, continually appreciating. There you go. Diversify your interest a bit.
There you go. Yeah, real estate. Real estate's always been a good investment, though.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, guys, right now, let's just play out a hypothetical for all you listeners out there. I'm a first-time home buyer. I'm going to get into my first home. I'm going to look at $400,000. Right, I'm approved up to $400,000. Plenty of single-family homes out there available for $400,000 right now. It's not a hard thing to do. Are you going to get your 2025 brand new build? No, probably not. But you can get a great property, probably 10, 15, 20 years old, good, clean condition, probably for $400K. 1,200, 1,300, 1,400 square feet, depending on the side of town. And at this point right now in this market still, we could probably get closing costs. If it's been on the market more than 20 days, 30 days, it's probably not hot. We can get you some closing cost coverage. So boom, there's your 3.5% down payment on $400,000. Right, you're looking at, what is that, like 13-something thousand, right? Whatever it is.
Sure.
Then you got your estimate for 3% for closing costs, right? So another $12K. So you're like $25,000 out of pocket to get into a $400,000 home. But in this market, let's get you a little closing costs. Let's get you $10,000 in closing costs instead of hammering them on the price, because the closing cost is going to help you out of pocket less, save you more money. All right, so we get you $10K out of pocket. Boom, beautiful, awesome. Oh, then we get a lender kickback too. Why not? Because I know good lenders. They might throw in a kickback for you, help out. Get another $2,000 save, right? Then you get a gift from your parents for the down payment for $5,000. Now you're out of pocket, right? You're lovely new married couple now. You're out of pocket like $5K plus some moving expenses, maybe 10K plus some moving expenses, and boom, you own a home, and you don't have a payment for at least 31 days, right? Because if you bought a house and it closed right now, let's say you closed today in February, mid-February, you're not going to make your first payment till April 1st, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
45
those
days.
closing costs are built in with part of, some of your mortgage payment, your utilities, and all that good stuff. Your sewer, trash, HOA, all that stuff is taken care of a little bit, so they don't get defaulted on right away, right? They want to collect a little bit up front.
Right.
At least it's actually used though towards your bills instead of that security deposit from rent.
That's true.
It's just sitting in an account that you know is not coming back to you because you're gonna leave that
You're
door
going to use it
messed
at some
up
point
anyway.
down the line.
You're gonna leave something broken, and they're taking that security
when you
deposit
move,
anyway.
it just comes. It moves with you with the house.
Exactly, right? So realistically, I mean, it's super doable out there right now. If you make probably 70, 80,000 a year, right? You don't have a lot of debt, you could probably buy a home right now.
Yeah.
Is it going to be tight? May you be cash poor for a while? Probably. Yeah. You got to make some sacrifices if you want to start building wealth and own your own home, right? You know the prices are going to increase over time, most likely, right? Even if things went bad, if you bought a payment you can afford, you're okay. You could ride the wave, right? You never lose until you're forced to sell or you can't afford the payment, right? So if you've been thinking about it, you're on the edge, right? Maybe you just need some conversation or some advice. Maybe you want someone to look at your situation specifically, or you're feeling a little cold feet. Give us a call. We know a little bit about this. We do it a lot, right? Most of us have done it ourselves. Yeah. We've helped plenty of other people do it, and I'd love to help make that reality true for you. 702-310-6683. If you need to contact the real estate guys, that's 702-310-MOVE. And we also can put you in contact with Doug. Maybe you got some home inspection questions.
Well, yeah.
Maybe you need to know.
Even like maintenance questions, or just if you're curious about the what to look for in the house, even if you're going to look at a house or something,
Let's spend 5 minutes on that. That's actually some really good advice. As a home buyer, especially even if it's a second or third home buyer, they don't do it a lot, right? No. They really don't know exactly what to look for. Maybe they've had friends tell them this. What should you be looking for walking into a home, right? Let's say
I could tell you in 5 minutes whether the house is going to be a kind of a maintenance house
project,
project house, or whether you're going to be in good shape. So,
what are we looking for exactly? Give us a few main points.
The first thing you're going to look for is the water meter. Just make sure the water meter is not turning.
Right. No leaks.
No leaks.
Okay.
You don't have any leaks, you're good to go.
Awesome.
Look at the condition of the air conditioning unit, age and condition of the air conditioning unit, and age and condition of the water heater.
Right.
Take a look at your appliances. And then the most important thing that I have noticed throughout the years is walk into a home, look at the baseboards. If the baseboards are clean,
house is probably taken care of.
House is probably taken care of.
Right. Baseboards, and like my dad will always say, the tracks, window seals,
window
stuff
tracks,
like that. Yeah.
Oh,
they didn't manage to clean any of that. The rest of the house.
It's amazing. Window tracks are like nobody's are windows.
Right.
No, nobody. They always say, it's too hot here. Never open the window. I've done 30-year-old houses that windows have never been opened before.
Right.
So if you
they're
look
painted
at those,
over.
Yeah, a lot of them have been painted over. So if you look at the window tracks and the baseboards, that's going to give you a good indication of whether the maintenance has been taken care of on the house.
Right. Another good one too. You can look under the fridge, right? Under the fridge.
Oh yeah.
You see how much dust is accumulated under there.
Yeah.
Right. Because they may hire a cleaning company, but that just may be the slap job to go live for the listing.
Well, for me, it's like I look on top of the fridge.
On top of it. You're like, I don't
get that low.
No.
Yeah, I look at I can see over the top of the fridge. So
main stuff that you could see.
So
AC filters, right?
That's 5 minutes looking at the house, and and then on top of the fact whether you like the house or not, you can tell whether you don't want to waste a whole lot of time.
Okay, so now on the proactive end, few minutes maintenance tips. We briefly talked about them earlier, right? So AC filters. Yep. Water heater flush
your water heater.
What else?
There's other little things that you can do, like your garage door. Nobody ever does their garage door adjustments.
Okay,
you start
lubricating and whatnot.
Lubricate your wheels. Yeah, lubricate your garage door wheels. The other thing is over time, the winds that we get here. If you got an asphalt shingle roof, you're probably going to have some blown shingles. Okay. Even with tile roofs, what I've noticed is that the winds will actually kick up, and then they'll actually start vibrating the tile to the point where you actually start get cracking in the tile.
Got it.
And cracks develop with the heat and the cold difference or whatever.
Okay.
You're going to get cracking in that. So, just let's see what else. Pool maintenance. If you're out of a pool,
Right.
changing your filters out every cleaning your filters every 3 months, 3 to 6 months, and then changing them out every 3 years. You got
Yeah, you can even get good info too. Sorry to cut you off here, but from like previous maintenance guys and whatnot, I almost always for my clients try to get the names and numbers of the pool guy,
There
the
you go.
landscaper, the whatever they had that worked at that house. So at least if my clients want it, they have them available. Can ask them questions. Dig a little deeper on the property, right? If they want to be hired again, they're going to tell them what they did, right? If they want to keep property,
right.
you're going to let them know what's going on.
And one of the things that we've seen here recently that is actually starting. Okay, so 30 years ago we didn't have 30-year-old houses.
Right.
Today we have 30-year-old houses, and we have a lot of them.
Right.
And so what we're finding is we're finding sewer line issues.
Okay, yeah, the insurance now for the water and sewer lines they're offering, right?
Yeah, so that's one thing to look at when you get when you get into the home is look at your sewer insurance or sewer line insurance, water line insurance.
Right, and Lord, get a sewer scope.
LVWD.
I highly recommend sewer scopes, right? If we see not even just the 30-year-old houses, the 30-year-old landscaping now, right? The landscaping out front that's starting to get into those lines.
Well, the HOAs
problems.
required a tree in the front of the house.
Right on top of the sewer line.
Right on top of the sewer line. And whether it breaks it or goes through it, it could actually push it and move it. And then you got problems with, developing a belly in the line or whatever as well. So.
Our most recent home, you did an inspection for me, I think, forgetting the address, but Barb and Jim. So I believe we did a sewer scope on that, checked it out, made sure it was all clear. I had towel come out, get it done and flush it out, get rid of all the hair and whatnot, it's backed up. But making sure that tree wasn't destroying the line, right?
Yeah.
And he basically said, it ain't yet, but it will be. So either get rid of it now or just get the insurance.
Yeah, and then make sure you get the HOA to approve it and everything,
Right.
take the tree down. But that's the big thing is catching the problem before, and that's what maintenance is all about anyway.
Yeah, some random thing too, just super funny. It was a weird note. We got 30 seconds here. They had lamp posts in front of every house on the community. They were gas, and half of them had been switched to electric, but they did not turn the gas off on half of them. So gas smelled really bad in front of that house. We had to get Southwest Gas out, and they fixed it. But gas was just leaking out of the lamp post. That was electric.
That's what happened back in the 1800s when they switched from gas to electric lamps.
Oh, boy.
They were blowing their houses up.
Sheesh.
That was back in the Victorian days.
Well, it's still happening, apparently. But anyway, thank you guys for joining us and choosing to spend your day with the real estate guy and Doug Liebig here. Doug, again, it was a pleasure having
Thanks
you
for
on.
having me.
Have a great weekend, everybody, and give us a shout if you need anything at all. 702-310-MOVE. Take care.